Okay, so today I am gonna review these two phones. One is the Motorola G Power 2020, and this is known as the G8 Power internationally. Snapdragon 665, and this is the Motorola G9 Power, and this is the Latin American spec, very affordable on Amazon, $180 plus tax. So basically, G9 Power has a 720p screen. As you can see, it is 720p, but it looks perfectly fine, and this is 180p. The G8 Power screen is definitely, it looks better than G9 Power. But G9 Power has a 6,000 milliamp hour battery. G8 Power has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. I have used G8 Power for very long, and it's not enough. If you are outside for a whole day on LTE, 500 milliamp hour is not enough if on the normal mode. But if you turn on a power saver mode, it would last you all day, about, let's say, 12 hours. So if you go outside and you expect to be outside the whole day, make sure you keep a battery saver constantly on, and it will save you a lot of power. So both are pretty smooth. G9 Power has a slightly inferior Snapdragon 662 processor, and the G8 Power has a Snapdragon 665 processor. So, this G9 Power has 128 gigabytes of storage, and the G8 Power only has 64 gigabytes of storage. But it's more than enough for me because I never use anything for storage. I basically delete all my photos after getting rid of them. But G9 Power has a longer screen. As you can see, the screen itself is longer, but G8 Power have a higher definition screen, so the screen feels a lot better than G9 Power. Okay, so let's give let's see the back side. Both Motorola phones have a shake for turning on the torch. As you can see, the torch is turned on if you shake it. And camera, if you double press the power button. This one doesn't work for some reason, but if you flip the phone twice, the camera also turns on. This one, if you flip the phone twice, turns on the camera. Very nice. And press the power button twice, camera turns on. Very nice. And if you shake it, it turns on the flashlight. Motorola phones are very clean. It does not have, it has a couple bloatware. It has Facebook is one of the bloatware, but you can get rid of it. You can just uninstall it. Very nice. And Google has some other useless apps such as Google Home, Google One, Google Docs. I don't use them on my phone, so you can uninstall some of them. You couldn't uninstall Google TV, you couldn't uninstall Duo, you could not uninstall Google Assistant, you could not uninstall Files, you could not uninstall these 3 Motorola apps. But it's way better. It's leak and bounds better than the Samsung garbage. Samsung, you have to be forced to install Samsung Store, Samsung this, Samsung that. It's complete trash. While Samsung carries both the Samsung family apps and Google family apps, the Motorola's, they only carry Google family apps, which makes it extremely simplistic because they are actually well designed and actually usable, and everything can be downloaded from the Play Store. So this, in general, the reason I bought G9 Power after I used G8 Power is because I am extremely satisfied with Motorola's simplicity, bloatware-free user interface, and very optimized software. I also used to own some smaller brands such as Doogie and Blackview. Let me tell you right now, never buy those small brands because the user interface is complete garbage. Like you see, every single icon is actually well optimized, very similar to the Google Pixel icons. In the smaller brands, they will look incredibly ugly, and the user experience is tremendously worse. Despite they stack all the RAMs and they have better processors, because their operating system is just so poorly optimized, their UI is so crappy. Even though they have better hardware, potentially the user experience is still way worse than these low-end Motorola's. You know, these low-end Motorola's would beat, you know, flagship Samsungs with a ton of bloatware, and you know, it would beat any cell phone manufacturers with poorly optimized UIs. And I have been extremely satisfied with these Motorola phones. That's the reason I'm buying another one, because they are really doing a good job keeping it simple, keeping it light, keeping it fully usable, and keeping it very smooth. This is the reason I love it. So let's do an audio test. Let's do an audio test for the Motorola's and see how it goes. Let's see. Let me see. What song would be? Let's check out this one. Oh yeah. And what? Cool. Okay, let me try on that. Let's try the G9 Power first, because I can actually find the video. Just 1 minute, typing it up. DJ. There we go. So there's the bottom speaker. So the G9 Power is a mono speaker. It does not have a dual speaker. So but it sounds pretty good, to be honest. Even if the G8 Power does have a dual speaker, it does not sound good as the dual speaker on the iPhone 6s Plus, you know. Even the iPhone 6s Plus, which is the phone that was launched like 6 years ago, sounds better than the G8 Power, which came in 2020, even though G8 Power has a dual speaker. But the G9 Power mono speaker sounds pretty good. Okay, now let's give it. Now let's try a music on the other one, on the G8 Plus, on the G8 Power. See if there's a DJ version. You can obviously hear there are two speakers off of this phone. One is on the upper side, the other is on the lower side. That's pretty much it. So in general, the G8 Plus has better screen but has smaller batteries, and G9 Plus has less high resolution screen but bigger batteries. G8, the G8, sorry, it's Power, not Plus. It's G8, both are powered models. G8 Power, G9 Power, G9 Power, G8 Power. And basically, the G8 Power supports, like the G Power 2020, this is the US model, supports all bandwidth of major US carriers. The G9 Power does not support many many LTE bands carried by US carriers. So if you are in the US, buy the G Power 2020 or the G Power 2021. If you are in Europe or South America, buy the G9 Power, because if you actually use the phone outside, which is the majority of the time you would use the phone, you would need you would definitely be more benefited with a bigger battery size. So make sure you turn on the battery saving mode when you're outside, so the battery does not drain when you actually need it for the whole day. But as you can see, G8 Power, the screen is indeed more beautiful, but G9 Power has a bigger battery and a slightly longer screen. And Motorola makes the best Android phones in my opinion. A decent enough battery. It could be bigger. I definitely wish Motorola can make bigger batteries, but it's bigger than some other garbage competitors already. It does not have those garbage bloatware like Samsung does, does not carry any advertisements like Xiaomi does. It's better than Samsung and Xiaomi in this aspect alone. And iPhone dies after being used for 4 hours, so this is way better than iPhone because the battery will actually last you all day listening to music when you're outside. So good luck in your digital journey, and let's support Motorola because it's one of the few phone manufacturers with actual conscience.